Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought it would be fun to do a quick bike review. Back in May I had purchased a hybrid bike. I decided on the Trek FX2, and now that I've had a few months to ride it around, I'm excited to review it, and hopefully this will help. If you're in the market for a new bike, it'll help you determine if this would be a potentially good bike and good fit for you. And I'll just start with the reason why I was in the market for a new bike was because I was trying to get into triathlon or duathlon races. I ultimately decided on a duathlon race because it avoids the swimming portion of the race and instead replaces it with a running portion, which I felt more comfortable with. And my criteria for my new bike was not super strict. I wanted something that was going to be fast and more efficient than what I had, which was pretty easy, converting from a mountain bike to a road bike or a hybrid bike, but definitely looking to increase my speed for my races. I wanted something that was comfortable, good price, and was lighter than what I currently had. I had struggled, going on bike rides by myself, lifting and getting my mountain bike back into the house, so just something that was more easily maneuverable for me to get back into the house on my own. And so what I did was I started with just going to the Encina bike store, which I would highly recommend. Great people, very knowledgeable. Overall, it was a great experience there. And so I went in there with a price point in mind. I really wanted to spend less than $1,000 on a new bike. And when I started looking at road bikes, I realized that was going to be a little bit more challenging, and a hybrid bike was probably the better option for me. And then when I thought about it a little bit more, I decided that a hybrid bike was actually probably the perfect fit for me, because there are certain bike rides and routine bike rides that I like to go on where I do need to go off-road a little bit. So I think that I determined a hybrid bike would be a really good intermediate bike where it would allow me to, it was lighter, it would allow me to be more quick and efficient in my races, but it would also allow me the luxury of being able to go off-road as well and still enjoy the bike rides that I like to do on the weekends. So at that point, I had determined, the hybrid bike was the avenue that I wanted to take. And I think that purchasing the Trek FX2 was a great option because you get so much for your money. I paid $780 for the bike, and overall, I am incredibly happy about it. So I'll go through, some of the great things about the bike now. And so one of the things, I mentioned I was looking for was just quick and efficiency, and this bike definitely meets that criteria for me. I know that's pretty easy going from a mountain bike to a hybrid bike, but I've been trying to track it, and I think I would say on average on my mountain bike, I would go about 9 to 10 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour was on the fast side. And then when I started riding my hybrid bike, the Trek FX2, which I purchased, I was averaging 11 miles per hour if I was going pretty slow, and then 12 and a little bit above 12 miles per hour. So overall, increased my pace, which I felt good about. It is a very comfortable bike. It comes with a really nice seat, which I know that is something that can be replaced if it doesn't come with one, but I think that it was just really nice. The frame is really nice. That's one thing that I did want to mention was I think the hardest thing for me to decide on for the bike was the frame size. I am 5'1" and 3/4 inches, and it was recommended that I would probably want an extra small frame. And one of the things that I look for when I ride a bike is I don't like my legs to feel super scrunched. I like them to be able to extend almost to full length, but have a little bit of bend still in your knee. And when I rode on the extra small frame, we rose the seat all the way to the top, and I still didn't feel as comfortable, you know, body-wise on the bike as I like to. I like to be able to extend my legs a little bit more. And we were already at the top, you know, of how high the seat could be raised. So I felt like, even though that's what really is recommended for my height, is probably an extra small frame, I just decided that you know, this is my bike and I'm much more comfortable going with the small frame and putting the seat lower down. And so there is room for me to extend the seat up if I need to, and down. So I definitely went with the small frame and really happy with that choice. And then I think, you know, the other great thing about the bike is it has disc brakes, which is a huge plus, and it's lighter. It's 26 pounds, which is much lighter than my mountain bike. And so when I go out on my own and bike ride, it's very easy for me to pick up, bring back into the house, and no issues there. So great bike, it's worked really well. I did do my duathlon race, it went great. I was excited. I beat, you know, my goal was to finish the race and beat all my practice times if I could, which I did both. It was in Santa Cruz, so it was super nice to run, you know, right next to the water, and bike right next to the water too. So a great experience with my new bike. And the only negative thing that I've noticed about the bike so far, which isn't a huge negative in my book because I don't think it's anything to do with the bike itself, is the brakes have been really noisy. It's more of a high screeching noise almost when you pull the brakes, and it's sometimes so loud. Sometimes it doesn't happen, occasionally it does, and when it does, it's sometimes so loud that people, you know, will look behind you and stare because they're like, what the heck is that loud noise and where is it coming from? But I think that that is more that I just, you know, when I ride my hybrid bike, I'm on flat road, so I don't go down and up too many hills. So I really haven't, I don't think, worn the brakes in as much as they've needed to be, and they haven't gotten that wear that they need to. So I'm, you know, trying to ride my bike as much as I can to continue to wear that in, because the noise is pretty loud, but I don't think, you know, it's at all a negative of the bike itself. I think it's just from a lack of riding the bike and breaking in those brakes. So, you know, I think overall the bike is great. I'm super happy with the purchase. I really enjoy riding it. The hybrid was the perfect option for me, small frame for my height, and love that it has disc brakes. And yeah, I'm just super excited. If anybody has any questions or any comments, if you've had that same noise issue with the brakes, please, you know, anything, drop it in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching this video. So I hope you are all doing well, and yeah, thank you, and talk to you all again soon.